Hi, and welcome to another of the Women Together Biblical Treasures, where we're exploring how different ladies in our church remain hopeful when things get overwhelming or really difficult. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Emily Dadson, and I'm delighted to be chatting today to Ali Faulkner. Hi, Ali, how are you?
Hi, Emily. Good, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us today. I know it's been a challenge itself just to carve out some time. But before we get stuck into the biblical treasure bit, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions just so the ladies can get to know a bit more about you. So I know you like traveling and have done a lot of traveling in your time. So I'd like to know your most favorite place in the world.
Oh, that would have to be Thailand. Yeah, really like
Right.
Thailand.
Good
Really like
choice, good
food.
choice.
Yeah.
And if there's one place you haven't been to yet and would like to go, where would there? What's top of your hit list?
Mexico.
Okay, there we go. Some
Another
similarities there.
country I can eat my way round.
Oh, okay, so not to do with nice hot weather, but more to do with food. Okay.
Hot weather, hot food.
Okay, excellent. And so a bit closer to home, tell us a bit, how long have you been in Angmering and who do you live with?
Okay, so been in Angmering about 7 years. We moved back from Australia, and I am married to Mark for 25 years. And we have a almost 21-year-old daughter who is currently at home instead of university, Flo. Then we have Gracie, who is 13. And then we have Edie, who is 6.
Oh, well, okay, right. Already there is an enormous challenge. I can imagine you've got Flo at one end of the age scale, 21, and Edie at the other, both challenging in their different ways. And then just throw into the mix in the middle, the gorgeous Gracie with her severe learning difficulties. And just for the hell of it, throw in a global pandemic, you've got quite a life there. So, I can't imagine, but I take my hat off to you in everything that you do anyway. But can you just give us one particular challenge, perhaps, that you've had in this last year with Gracie?
Well, yes. So quite a lot has been going on with Gracie. People might have noticed in the prayer requests, but she's had onset of epilepsy. And it's really worsened in the last 18 months, really. And from June in the summer, we were literally being rushed into hospital every 4 weeks. So very severe epilepsy, life-threatening epilepsy, and then brain-damaging epilepsy. So nursing back our child who has lost a lot of her skills. So quite traumatic. And quite sad, and our house is currently being adapted for the worst case scenario of her losing virtually all her abilities, which is a very real possibility. So yeah, it's been a tough year.
Absolutely heartbreaking, Ali. It really is. So where in this year, when you've been struggling with all this, where in the Bible have you gone to get some quite answers, some comfort?
I've been spending quite a lot of time in hospital, and it's actually quite nice reading time, actually. I usually have a very busy life. So yes, the Psalms have been really helpful for me.
A particular one?
Yes, I specifically picked Psalm 46, the beginning and the end of Psalm 46 specifically, but it begins, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. And that's how it's felt at times to me. And yes, so what did I've been very busy caring for her and trying to change her diet, her supplements, anything to reduce inflammation, to help with the epilepsy. We've been trying different drugs. and it's kept me very busy. And at the end of Psalm 46, it says, "Be still and know that I am God." And that really resonates with me, because sometimes I just need to be told that.
Yeah.
um,
It's such an encouraging psalm, such an encouraging verse. It really is.
Yeah.
So now, when you're at a point of balance, are you able to look back and see God's hand in your life, or on Gracie, or?
Yes. Well, Mum recently sent me Psalm 77 and said, "This just made me think of you." And really, it was a real summary of the last year, where the psalmist is crying for help to God, which I've been really crying. He's not been sleeping. He's very troubled, and he feels like God's really abandoned him. And there's a lot of doubt in there, which really sums up what I've felt at times. Why is God not wanting to heal Gracie? Why is it getting worse? Why am I being tortured like this? And towards the end of the psalm, it really describes how I coped with it, was really to remember how good God is, and how much I have to just trust him, and remember the wonderful things he has done in the world and in my life in the past. And that's been the reassurance for me when it's felt very out of control. Right now, though, we're in a totally different place, because the epilepsy kind of took away my control of the situation. I was so out of control. I've had to trust God. I was trying to heal Gracie and progress her development through a lot of therapy and a lot of hard work on my part, and I wasn't able to do that anymore because she was too unwell. And seeing her almost die many times has made me really know that I should just appreciate her and love her for who she is, and cherish every moment that we have with her. And I see this in my family too. If the pandemic hadn't happened, we wouldn't be a full house like we are now. And we were quite a disjointed family. And through this epilepsy, we've become very close. We're all loving Gracie so much. When she's on good form, we're enjoying every smile, every bit of laughter. And it's been a real blessing to us, as well as a terrible time. Yeah.
I think that's so incredible. It's a heartbreaking story, but to be able to now, have this precious time. I've been privileged, when we were in church, to be able to look after Gracie and spend time with her at Scramblers, and to know what a joy she is. So for you all to be able to see that and be a part of that, that feels to me like God having his hand in your life. And thank you so much for, bringing us these two psalms and being so honest, particularly with Psalm 77. It is a very raw psalm, and I'm just so glad that you're at the place where you are now. So thank you, Ali. And to the rest of the ladies, I would just encourage you to go back to the Psalms and read them over again and again and again, because every time you read them, I find something new. There's always something to be learnt. And if you have time, ladies, in the next few days, perhaps you could just look at Psalm 46 or Psalm 77, wasn't it?
77.
And just really pray for Ali and her family. It's, we've all got our challenges, but I do take my hat off to you, Ali. Yours are bigger than most. And I'm so grateful that you were just prepared to share that with us today. So thank you again so much, and God bless you.
Thanks, Emily.